Hello, everyone. Welcome to Saloon Theater, the historic gunfight shows. Let's watch the dramatic reenactment back in the 1800s. Thank you. Here we go, guys. Let's watch.
It was a real tough time, and it took a real tough kind of individual, both men and women alike, in order to survive that time. You know, you can watch a cowboy movie and the guys will be in the saloon the night before and they get in an argument and then they're going to meet out at high noon the next day in the street and have that gunfight. Well, in actuality, that happened one time in history. It was in Kansas. It was nowhere near here. About 85% of the gunfights that ever happened in the Old West happened in or around one of those things.
Not me.
Well, sort of. You know, you mix cowboys been on the range for months, gunpowder, whiskey, and saloon girls. And what are you going to get? Trouble, right? If you look that word up in the dictionary, it says Tombstone right after that because that's exactly what this town was built on. You guys ready for some gunfighting?
Yeah.
Contract signed?
Everybody's insurance up to date just in case. All right, you ready for a gunfight?
Yeah.
Come on, get out of there. I told him not to stand there.
Well, that was your comedy for the show, folks. Let me introduce myself. My name is Miss Lily Devine, and I will be your narrator for the show. I'm going back to the 1800s. Who's coming with me? I like the enthusiasm. The year's 1877, and we're in Fort Grant, Arizona. Now, there's a young man by the name of Henry Antrim. Now, Henry's only about 16 or 17 years old, so most folks just call him a kid. He likes to frequent the George Atkins Saloon, but he's got a problem. The local blacksmith, Mr. Wendy Cahill, for whatever reason, takes it upon himself to bully the kid. So let's see how they handle their differences back in the Old West.
Morning, Patty.
Well, good morning, kid. What brings you in today?
I came to play me some cards. I need to win me some money.
Money, is it? And what will you be drinking?
I'd take that bottle of tequila right there.
A whole bottle? You're not going to cause me any grief now, are you?
I won't be causing no grief. She'll be out of this town in 10 days.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm real sorry to see you go. Been a breath of fresh air around here.
Yeah, I hate to leave.
Say, what time's that stage coming in?
About 3 o'clock tomorrow.
You've got plenty of time then. Go ahead and have a seat. Someone should be along in just a minute. Well, Mr. Cahill, as I live and breathe, and what brings you in this fine morning?
What's so fine about it? Give me a whiskey.
Whiskey it is. Say you got any plans for the rest of your day?
How are my plans any of your business?
Just so happens the kid's been over there waiting on you.
Really?
Finding your heart's really beat today?
Yeah, I'll think about
Well,
it.
try hard.
I thought I told you no Captain Jake's at my table, boy.
We're just gonna start right in on him.
Winnie would just leave me be.
I thought I told you no Jake's at my table.
Kid, I think you better be going and ask for you, Cahill.
Shut up and pour me another drink. Where you going, kid? Smack that little...
Get down!
Told you to leave me alone.
Get out of here, kid, go! Cahill, you all right? Cahill! Somebody go get the dog! Well, I guess somebody better go get the dog. Mr. Cahill would lay there for more than 12 hours while he slowly dies in agony on the floor. Mr. Andrew would flee to New Mexico, where he'd change his name to William H. Bonney. But you might know him better as Billy the Kid, and you just witnessed his first shooting. So let's have a hand for our actors, folks. It's not bad for a dead guy, right? Now, the year's still 1877, and this town, it doesn't exist yet. It's just a small patch of desert by the name of Goose Flats. The only people that lived up here are renegade Apache Indians. But there's a prospector by the name of Ed Shefflin. Now, Ed lives up at Camp Huachuca, now modern-day Fort Huachuca. And he's up here searching these parts for any gold or silver he could find. But the cavalry kept telling him, Ed, the only thing you're going to find up here is your tombstone. Well, fortunately for us, Ed doesn't listen. He finds a stripe 1 foot wide by 50 feet long. And when you stake your claim, well, you have to name it. And Ed, having a little bit of a sense of humor, well, he decides to name it Tombstone. You all were paying attention. Now, by 1881, this was one of the biggest boomtowns of the Southwest. People would flock here to seek their fortunes. Permanent housing was built, hotels, supply stores, and for us adults, well, saloon. Now, if you notice, Allen Street, it's only 4 blocks long. In its heyday, it was only 9. But there was over 60 liquor licenses and 16 gambling establishments. One very hard to find trouble up on Allen Street. In fact, the mayor at the time was reported as saying that Tombstone would have a man for breakfast every day. Now, with all that trouble, there had to be some sort of trade-off. The trade-off was silver. You had your hard-working types like the miners. You also had your unscrupulous characters, such as the Cowboys gang. But Tombstone also had its heroic types, like Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. But one man you may not have heard of is Luke Short. Now, Luke was a fine dresser, a good gunman, but a hell of a gambler. In fact, it was reported that he could count cards, which in the 1880s was unheard of and not really understood. So we can only assume he was just that good. Now, being that good, men would often call you a cheat, and one of those men was Charlie Storms. Now, Charlie wasn't bad with a gun, but he was often drunk, which made him terrible at gambling. Now, he loses a lot of money Luke the night before, comes back to the Oriental to try to win some of it back. The bartender that day was Bat Masterson, but today being played by Beth. Well, she gets mixed up in this little mess, so let's see how this day in history plays out, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought maybe I made you doze off.
Well, top of the morning to you, Beth.
Oh, good morning, Luke. How are you today?
Any day above ground's a good day.
Breakfast?
Absolutely. Say, you don't seem too busy in here this morning. Let's save you a few hands.
You know what? I don't mind if I do.
Capital.
I heard about that game last night.
Game, yeah. That was no game.
Did you clean him out?
In under 5 minutes.
One hand?
Absolutely.
They're gonna have to start calling that boy One Hand Charlie. He keeps playing like that.
They're gonna have to start calling him No Hand Charlie. He keeps playing like that. Well, speak of the devil.
Well, Charlie, shot for shot,
Might as well.
what brings you back in today?
I came to win back my money.
Good luck with that.
You really gonna play him again after last night?
I got no choice. Besides, he can't be that lucky.
Well, from what I hear, he ain't lucky. He's good.
Yeah, well, I don't intend on
Well,
losing.
good luck, Charlie. Say you boys don't mind if I sit in, do ya?
Oh, not at all, Beth.
Oh, good, because I would miss this for the world.
Yeah, I sure wish I could, Beth. Say, Charlie,
What?
why don't you just forego all the agony and just go ahead and hand me the 300?
Just deal with cards.
Well, you got Annie.
I just sat down. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Can you deal any slower?
Well, I could prolong your pain as long as you would like there, Charlie.
You know, Charlie, the longer it takes him to deal, the longer you get to hang on to your money.
There's an idea.
Well, now that's the worst tell ever.
Well, how's no tell at all. All right, Charlie. How many cards you gonna need? 5?
One. And from the top.
Better watch your mouth, son. many cards you need, Beth?
I think I'm. With a face like that, and a one-card draw, I'm afraid I'm out, dear.
You know, I have a feeling this is going to happen this morning. All right, Charlie. What do you want to do?
Come on, Luke. Let's play. Oh, what's so fun?
What the hell was that?
Charlie, you know, if you draw out your stakes just a little bit, dear, you get to play more than one hand.
That would be smart. I know what I'm doing. That's highly doubtful. But you know something? You sure have my curiosity going this afternoon. I think I'm gonna call him. All right, Charlie. What do you have?
Full house.
Congratulations.
What do you mean, hold it?
Well, that's a good hand.
That's a great hand.
It's a hell of a hand.
Well, normally you're right. The problem is, it don't beat a straight. Get your hand off that iron, boy.
You didn't pull from the deck.
I didn't need to pull from the deck.
Nobody's that lucky.
Well, obviously I am.
I told you he ain't lucky. He's good.
He cheated.
That's it. Beth, escort your Steve gets to the door now.
Now, Luke, that's cocked and loaded.
Honey, it don't work unless it's cocked and loaded.
Darling, put that gun away from me, please.
It's your lucky day, Charlie.
You can't come in here and call a man and cheat like that.
But Beth, you're my friend.
I'm everybody's friend, but you made the bet.
Yeah, but
You made the bet. He called and you lost, Charlie. Now you're drunk. Go on home.
Bye, Charlie.
What's that? You'll get what's coming to you. Just wait.
Why you gotta prod the boy that way?
Oh, come on, Beth. You know the boy's nothing but an annoyance.
That very well may be, but you're gonna get somebody killed around here.
It's not gonna be me.
And I don't want it to be me either.
No, that wouldn't be very good.
Besides, you're not making any friends around here.
Now, that's not true at all, Beth. I'm making a lot of friends. Look at all of them.
That is not what I meant, you know it.
Oh, enough of this. Give me another shot. Besides, it would behoove that young man to find himself a new form of entertainment. Because obviously this one is not his forte.
Well, what would you suggest? Maybe he'd take up, knitting or something.
That would be a safer hobby. No! You got some aggravating friends, Beth.
It appears I do.
I'll go get the marshal.
I guess I'll be your witness. Well, Charlie certainly underestimated Luke that day, didn't he? Luke got off 4 shots, 2 of which went through the same hole in Charlie's heart. That poor fellow right there, he was dead before he hit the floor. Now, if you'd like to visit Charlie, well, you can do so today, because he's located right up there at our Boot Hill Cemetery. And as for Luke, well, he went on to lead a very long and prosperous gambling career. So let's have a hand for our actors, folks. That's some pretty fast shooting, wasn't it? Yeah. Y'all having fun so far?
Yes.
Now, y'all heard of the gunfight at the OK Corral?
Yep.
What if I told you it actually didn't happen at the OK Corral? It actually happened in an empty lot off Fremont Street, near where the park is today. But Hollywood didn't think you'd go see a movie called The Gunfight in the Empty Lot. So they changed the name, and they changed history. Now, the gunfight was between the Herbstock Holiday versus the Cowboys gang. We actually have one of the rarest photos of the Cowboys gang up by the noose above the ATM. Now, below that is an index telling you how, when, and where each man in that photo died. Now, 2 men in that photo, Ike Clanton and Billy Claiborne, they ran away from the gunfight and were branded as cowards. Now, Ike would meet his maker in 1887 while rustling some cattle. Claiborne would meet his much sooner. You see, he leaves Tombstone but comes back 2 months later, insisting everybody call him Billy the Kid Claiborne, after his hero and supposed friend, the real Billy the Kid. Now, Claiborne has another friend by the name of Johnny Ringo. Y'all heard of him? Well, in the movie, it's depicted that Doc Holliday's the killer of Johnny Ringo. But we here in Tombstone, we believe another man is responsible. And he's probably one of the most dangerous men to ever walk these streets. His name is Buckskin Frank Leslie. It was reported that he killed 11 men in 11 months. He once even shot and killed his wife.
She deserved it.
But before that, he's tending bar at the Oriental Saloon for the owner, Milt Joyce, today being played by Millie. Now, Millie has a nasty habit of letting people down. Today is no different. You see, Frank's been up all night tending bar and dealing with the likes of Billy the Kid Claiborne, who at 22 and drunk just wouldn't take no for an answer. In fact, patrons of the bar would say Frank was unusually patient with Claiborne, considering he was notorious for hating cowards. Nobody better ever call Frank a coward.
Boy, I am getting sick and tired of that woman leaving me up in this rat hole saloon, dealing cards and nothing but a bunch of drunks all night. Hey, lady, didn't I kick you out of here with them cowboys last night? You look real familiar. Will you look at that clock? Oh, Millie's late again.
I'm coming, Frank, I'm coming. Why don't you just keep your shirt on already, will ya?
Well, what's the matter? Your dog died again?
No. I ran into a little bit of that there,
Oh, here we go.
horse trouble.
Horse trouble?
Yeah, threw the same shoe I threw last week.
You can't come up with something better than that?
Oh, leave it alone, Frank. Who put a burr to your saddle anyway?
What did you get?
How so?
You leave me in this rat hole all night long. I had to throw that drunk kid out of here 5 times last night.
You knew I couldn't be here last night.
Well, no, I didn't.
I had things to tend to keep this place running.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't run itself, you know.
Oh, I know. I'm running for you.
I'll leave it alone, Frank. You know what? You're starting to sound like an old washman.
Oh, there's no call for that.
I think there is.
Well, I'm tired.
We're all tired, Frank.
What are you tired from? Your last nap?
Just leave it alone. Why don't you just go read your paper or something, will
Well,
ya?
I will.
Finally, some peace and quiet.
I was just trying to tell you what happened in here last night.
You know what, Frank? There always seems to be trouble when you're in
Don't you
here.
have some bartender stuff you could be doing instead of nagging at me? Oh, great. Don't use that.
No. Claiborne, you idiot, give me that.
Pour me another one.
You're lucky you stole that one.
I said pour me another one.
You ain't getting such a drop of water here now. Get out.
Pour me no one point over this bar.
You ain't pulling anybody anywhere. I'll burn you down.
I ain't scared of you.
Frank,
What?
did you get him out of here?
I can't right now.
And why not?
I seem to have a little bit of that, what was that? Oh, horse trouble.
Let's go on,
Get
Frank.
your hands off me, boy. You ever touch me again, you're gonna pay.
Come on, Frank. Buy me a drink.
You heard what the lady said. We don't serve your kind in here.
That's uncalled for.
No. What's uncalled for is when you ran like a little coward and left your boys to get killed in the street.
If my friend William Bonney was here, he would take you down the street and gun you down like the dog.
Yeah.
William Bunny.
Yep.
You mean the William Bunny?
There's only one.
Man, get out of here with that.
So you fancy yourself some William Bonney, do ya?
Yes, I do.
You ain't fit enough to hold his corn
Boy,
cob.
that's a fact.
Billy's my friend.
Billy. Here we go again with the Billy, Frank. I'm guessing he ain't heard.
Heard of what?
You better tell him.
Well, if you weren't so darn ignorant, you could read. It says right here in the paper that your boy William Bonney, he died 3 months ago.
There goes your hero.
I don't believe it.
Well, believe this. I'll make you go meet him real quick if you like.
Yeah, you know what, Frank? I heard he's been itching for some company.
Oh, he ain't even worth the living.
That's a fact.
Come on, Frank. Buy me a drink and I'll leave right now.
Right now?
Right now!
Right now!
You got sand now, don't you, boy? Where was that sand when you left your
Shut
first
up,
time?
you boy!
I'm
Come
walking
on,
down.
look at that drunk. Is that new top show?
Sure is.
Give me a shot of that, will you?
Well, I'm surprised you ain't got into this already, Frank.
Who said that ain't? And that boy is shot out. My God, kid, you stink! I don't know what's worse, you that pile of horse shit out back.
You know what? I'm pretty sure that it's him.
So am I.
Come on, Frank, you promised me.
I ain't promised you nothing. The only thing promised to you is the saloon down the street. Now get!
Chase!
I know you killed my friend, Johnny
That boy
Ringo.
don't stop.
Least you can do is give me this one.
I told you not to touch me again.
Frank, don't you go making a mess in
Well,
here!
I don't make a mess in here. Cause our friend Baby Kid Claiborne's just about to leave, right, Billy?
You know you're messing with a cannibal.
Oh, I don't care who you are. Get!
You'll see me real
Yeah, you don't see me one too many times, boy. Give me another shot, will you?
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna join you. Between that kid and all that horse trouble this
Oh
morning.
my God, you and that horse
I'll leave him alone with you, Frank! Just like his father. Apple doesn't fall very far from that tree.
straight to the ground and rotten to the core.
Frank, you murderer!
You gotta be kidding me.
I gotta be a gun!
Okay, maybe he'll shoot himself for that.
Yeah, only if we get lucky.
Frank, you murderer! I didn't know you were such a coward!
What did he
He did
say?
not say you were Frank.
I heard him.
No, he
I'm
didn't.
done.
Come on,
I'm
I'll
dealing with him all night long.
Frank! Frank!
Would you look at that coward? He's sitting across the street behind a fruit cart with a rifle.
Just
I'm
leave me
not
alone
leaving him
already,
alone.
Frank.
Put the gun down,
Don't you
boy.
do it! What did you do?
I shot it clean up. Go get the marshal.
Oh, my name of Father coming in today! We figured that one outside, because that's actually how it happened. After being thrown out of the bar for the last time, Claiborne runs across the street and somehow manages to get his hands on a Winchester rifle. Hides behind a fruit cart, waiting for Frank to come out the main doors. Frank's too smart for that. He comes out a side door, surprising Claiborne. 2 shots rang out that day. Claiborne misses. Frank doesn't. He shoots Claiborne from over 60 feet away with a handgun. When the marshal shows up to make a record of the event, Frank is still smoking the cigarette he lit while in the saloon. He was reported as saying, "I could have done more, but I couldn't have done no less." Now, the reason we believe Frank's the real killer, Johnny Ringo, one simple source: Claiborne himself. You see, it took him over an hour to die, and within that hour, he refused any form of medication so he could tell anyone and everyone that Frank Leslie had killed his friend Johnny Ringo. Now, if you'd like to visit Claiborne, well, you can do so today. He's right up there at our Boot Hill Cemetery. And if you walk 2 blocks down on Allen Street, you can stand in the very spot that Claiborne was shot. Let's have a hand for our actors, folks. Now we're going to fast forward to the year 1900. After the gunfight at the OK Corral and the Vendetta ride, the Earps leave Arizona. Now Warren, the youngest and most arrogant of the Earps, well, he also leaves Arizona. But he comes back 2 years later and settles down in our neighboring town of Wilcox, where he lands a job on Henry Hooker's ranch as a range detective above a man named Johnny Boyette, who he torments relentlessly. Now it all comes to a head on 4th of July when Warren picks Johnny up and throws him into a tree, totally humiliating Johnny. Well, of course, a fight breaks out, but it's very quickly broken up. And they would meet once again 2 nights later at 1 a.m. in the Brown Hotel. And folks, this is one of the very best examples why you never bring a knife to a gunfight. Watch out!
What the hell is that?
He's new, but I heard he bites.
That's new. Pour me a drink.
What brings brings you in so late?
It's just too damn hot.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The days I don't mind. It's the nights.
That's why I came back out. I'm hoping a few of these might help a bit. It's just getting too hot. What?
About to get a lot hotter, Johnny.
Well, what do you mean?
Look!
Oh, of all the people!
Yeah, where you going, Johnny?
Why would you just stay over there and go about your business?
Yeah, today you are my business.
Every day seem to make it that way.
I heard about that little rumor in town.
What rumor?
$150 to gun me down.
Is that a fact?
That's a fact.
Let me tell you something. I would have done it on the cuff. Half the town wants to kill you. Just say me!
Hey!
You know, Howard, I'm not
Hey!
talking to you yet.
Knock it off! Johnny, finish your drink. What will you be having, Warren?
You should have had one poured for me already.
Really?
There he is, manners and all.
What do you mean by that?
Let me ask you something. What kind of man picks up somebody and throws him into a tree?
Yeah, I heard about that.
The whole town has.
Yeah, I did that.
Of course you did.
Guess that makes you a man, huh?
Yeah, a real big man.
Big man or...
Nah, more of a funny man.
funny?
Yeah, like this. Now go, kid, you bothering me.
Johnny, are you alright? What the hell is wrong with you?
I'll give you a burn. I think I speak for the whole town when I say we're sick and tired of your nonsense. Your boy and Megan, why don't you go with the rest of your clan and get out of town?
Sick, kid.
That's it.
Go get a gun, kid. You're gonna need it.
That'll get good. That'll get what's good.
Why did you do that?
Why is it any of your business?
Because this is my bar. And you know what?
What?
You're gonna pay for that shot you threw in his face.
Really?
Really.
Well then, why don't you just clean it up? 'Cause that's all you're good for anyways.
I wouldn't expect anything less from scum like you!
Yo, my brother Wyatt gets back.
Out, your brother Wyatt! You want to know something about your brother Wyatt?
What?
If it wasn't for him, you would have no respect in this town!
I get plenty of respect in this town, lady. Go
I'll
run your
walk
mouth and
down
somebody
here.
else. I'll
Never!
Give me that for a ball drop. Well, here it comes.
So the coward returns.
Turn around.
No, I'm not
I
gonna
said turn around.
Oh, you're just gonna shoot me in the
I
back?
told you turn around. That's a lot more than what you
It's
would have
getting way
done.
out of hand, Johnny.
Stand
I
down,
don't have time
Warren!
for a war.
He's
Don't
dead,
do
Johnny!
that. I said
Johnny, he's dead! Get out of here, Johnny! Well, how's that respect working out for you now there, Warren? Now, Warren would lay there for more than 6 hours before anybody bothered to even turn him over. People would actually step over him to get a drink at the bar. Here's to you, Warren.
May he burn in hell.
After they finally did turn him over, they found a half-open pocket knife in his hand. It's what he was digging for. Johnny, who was charged with the murder, was then exonerated on account of self-defense. The Earps, they never sought revenge against him. Now, Warren is in fact the only Earp we have buried right here in Arizona. If you'd like to visit him, well, you can do so, because he's buried over at Pioneer Cemetery up in Wilcox. So let's have a final hand for our actor.
You having a good time?
Yeah.
Pretty cool way of learning some true history about this little town of Tombstone, huh? Yeah, people back in the 1800s weren't exactly Facebook friendly, were they? Not at all. I'd like to introduce the cast now to the far right, the beautiful Miss Lily Devine. In the center, a little text. And then they call me the Reaper. Now, Miss Lily Devine's going to take our spittoon makeshift tip jar to the front door. Please don't spit in it. I asked them.
That's not funny, people.
But our actors work mostly off of tips, so if you guys had a good time, please show your gratitude. If you'd like to come up to the bar and take some pictures, you're more than welcome to. If not, thanks for coming out. Have a great day at Tombstone and adios.
Thank you guys for watching till the end of the show. I hope you like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.